But I do have a different question I think is very much potential problem. And this is the idea what originally really turned me off on Bitcoin. Because I loved the idea of blockchain. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was elegant. I thought it had so many uses. The worst of which was Bitcoin. Like, to me, it's like, wow, this is so great for keeping track of records and this and that and people and tracking production lines, all this stuff. I said the dumbest use for me is a speculative instrument that is disguising itself as a currency. That being said, the other side was that, okay, well, that could be stupid or smart. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. But I just had been through in my own life watching the way the government went after me for laundering money. And I saw how they literally over about a 15 or 20 year period, after about 20 years before that of trying, they finally clamped down on Switzerland and the overseas banking world. And they did, and I mean, they just put so much resources to stamping out money laundering. So now they're going to say, okay, great, Bitcoin, go ahead, just operate. That's fine. Just do that. Two sides of the coin here. One, why the fuck would the U.S. government allow this to happen? And two, maybe it's the best thing for the U.S. government because they actually know what's going on. And yeah, go have your Bitcoin because at any time we want, we can go in. What do you think?
Okay, so there's a couple things to this, right? So with Bitcoin, it's an immutable, transparent blockchain. So the transactions you made in 2009 are visible in 2030, right? 2090, whatever. So they're going to be able to see those transactions if they know what your wallet address is. And there's people hardcore in this space that say you never use the same wallet more than once. But bottom line, it goes to one wallet, you got to send it to another wallet. They can still track it. They have forensic tracking in blockchain. So the government knows like where the money's at, who's using it. People are getting caught all the time trying to launder money. So if you want to use a currency, and this is not advice, peeps, if you're trying to use a currency that can't be tracked, that you don't want people to know what you're doing with it, how much of it you have, you wouldn't use Bitcoin. Bitcoin is, the way I look at it, is a plan B currency for people like in Venezuela, or as basically a storage of value. If you're trying to do nefarious things, you wouldn't want to use Bitcoin. You'll get caught, period. That's the dumbest thing you can do. You would use a privacy coin, and I'm not going to name those off to help encourage this, but there's lots of privacy tokens and coins out there that have all kinds of bells and whistles that allow for stuff to operate in the shadows. And that's what those people use. They don't use Bitcoin. Yeah.
Makes sense, guys. So it's really just not made for that, and that's not the risk. Was it ever a risk? Did it change? Like, did it start off as a legitimate concern and just evolved? The sheer size of it has made it not the right thing to launder money with, or was it? Because originally, like when I asked this question, everyone, it was like, yeah, the government's not. I know no one really said that. No, actually, it's the stupidest thing you could ever do. That was a good answer you gave me, but that wasn't the answer I was getting back in 2017 and 16 when I was like, whoa. I was like, because I got on TV and said, listen, guys, I don't know. All I know is that if I was the government, like knowing what's going on, oh, yeah, they're going to allow, let's just turn the world over to Bitcoin. That was a combination of people, them saying Bitcoin's going to replace the dollar. And I was like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Yeah, we're just going to give up control of the economy and monetary policy. The whole world's based on monetary policy, right? So in that sense, what you're saying is that basically it's nothing to do with that at all. It's a sense that just that in terms of if someone's going to commit crimes in the crypto space, the last thing you would do is commit them using Bitcoin because you're going to get caught. And people probably still do and get caught, right?
Yeah, there's all kinds of people out there that do that. They think that, Bitcoin is, it's some kind of, shadow currency. Nobody can see what they do, but they're wrong. If you want to launder money, if you want to do nefarious things, use cash, use a dollar, right? Use Federal Reserve notes, because that stuff you can take anywhere in the
Bearer
world.
bonds.
Right, exactly. So if you really want to be clever, you just take briefcases full of cash and you pay somebody, or you would use privacy tokens and privacy coins. Make no mistake. Again, the only cryptocurrency that is ever going to be, basically that's going to get the pass from the government is going to be a government-controlled cryptocurrency, because we all know governments are all about control. So you'll never see Bitcoin replace the U.S. dollar. It's just never going to happen, right? But you'll see a Fed coin that's coming out in 2022, right? So you will see that cryptocurrency. You've already seen all these digital wallets. I don't know if you go to Asia much, but everything there is done with your phone. they're not using cash. They're not using credit cards. They're using WePay and all kinds of stuff like that. They're already, 4 or 5 steps ahead of the U.S. when it comes to using digital currencies. And so that's why China is actually launching their cryptocurrency. I think it's already out. I think they're already in trials and using it, and that's what you're going to see. So crypto is, in my beliefs, stable coins are good for merchants. Other cryptocurrencies, I think 99% of them are going to just die. They're just silly. They're not going to work. They're going to just basically run out of money, or they're just not going to work for whatever reason. And the ones that do survive, those will be like stores of value. What you're going to see really working, though, is blockchain. So the actual technology itself.
I agree 1,000%.